intrigued to find out your Spire experience as well as your relationship with Lamelo Ball and Jermaine Jackson Sr.
Yeah, so with Lamelo, my relationship, we don't talk all the time. Like, obviously, he's a busy guy. And he's probably one of the coolest kids, Like, I was there 2 weeks prior to him coming. And so I remember Jermaine comes in the coach's office, and he's like, yeah, we got a big-time player coming. We're like, oh, all the coaches are like, oh, wow, okay. And then I think it was a week later, we had to have a staff meeting at Spire. And we're like, okay, everything's going to change now. There's going to be like TV cameras. There's going to be this, that. And we're like, okay. And like, we're proud to introduce, we're going to have Lamelo Ball. And I'm sitting there like, what did he just say? Like, this is, everybody's watched him grow up. And, you're sitting there like, okay, Lamelo Ball. So I was like, okay, Lamelo Ball. That's what I kept saying in my head. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But we still got our other kids to worry about. Like, obviously, Lamelo is going to bring a lot of talent. Yeah. We still got our other kids to worry about.
Yeah. And was there any pushback from those other kids that Lamelo was coming?
No. How
rhetorical?
How excited they were once they heard Lamelo was coming.
Oh man! Okay.
They just didn't care anymore. They just said, "Think you can take my spot?" Is that what they said?
It wasn't even that. It was just like, it was just surreal because some of the players already knew of Lamelo or maybe came across them, like Rocket Watts, Isaiah Jackson, because they're always, they've had their blue check mark, I think, for a while. You know what I mean, on Instagram. True. So they all know each other, I think. So I mean, it was cool, like just to have Lamelo come. I remember I was doing something and I walked in the coach's office the day Lamelo got there, and there's just a whole bunch of bags on the floor, and there's it was like a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton bag, and I'm like, he's here. That's his bag. I know it.
Of course.
And, is there something that about him, that you got to know that from us outsiders we may misjudge about him?
He's really down to earth. Like he knows what he wants. He just like with the high school, he wanted to go back to high school. That's why he came to Spire. He wanted to go to college, but a lot of things played into that, so he couldn't go to college. And it's funny because he cares a lot. I mean, he doesn't care what people say, but he cares about his education.
I saw that you had mentioned that even on the bench during a game, he eats Skittles and
so
bananas.
Before the game, he would have some Skittles and a banana. Usually, I only seen it like a couple times, but that one picture we have, he had the banana and the Skittles, and I remember the crowd behind me, it was packed. And they're all yelling like, "That's all he eats is Skittles and banana. That's why he's so skinny." And like, it was funny because I'm just like, these people are wild. They just
they're wild.